But first, we have an update on the situation we've been tracking in Boulder County. A 4-year-old boy has died after being swept away in the St. Vrain Creek in Boulder Canyon. Thanks for joining us on 9 News at Noon. I'm Sam Shocker. The sheriff's office says the little boy was camping with his family when he wound up in the water, and emergency crews found the 4-year-old in the creek about 1.5 miles from where rescuers believe he went into the water. Officials say the boy was taken to the hospital where he later died. He's not being identified at this time, and an investigation is ongoing. We are also following another water rescue, this one in Larimer County. Poudre Fire says it rescued one person from the canal along North County Road 19 near Highway 287. We don't know the person's age yet. We do know they were taken to the hospital in critical condition. We'll continue to update both of these stories today as we learn more here on the air and online at 9news.com. Switching gears here, taking a live look outside now over Lookout Mountain. We got some blue skies, some cloud coverage. Looks like a little dark, ominous cloud in the corner there, but I could be wrong. We are expecting more chances of storms, but nothing like we saw earlier in the week with the hail. So let's check in now with our Jaden Knowles and the Weather Impact team. Hey, Jaden.
Well, good afternoon, Sam. Yeah, nothing compared to what we saw back on Monday. Now, that chance to see some severe storms is possible. We have that level 1 risk, but we're going to break that information down for you. Here's your current temperatures warming up nicely. There's 76 degrees here in downtown Denver. A lot of 70s out there, as well as 80s, the upper 70s for the Eastern Plains, 84 over towards Grand Junction. It's going to be a beautiful day in Grand Junction today. But noticing the National Weather Service has now included us with that level 1 risk across the metro area, up and down the I-25 corridor, as well as over towards the Eastern Plains. Now, with some of these storms, there is a possibility that we might get 1 or 2 storms to see some small hail, some gusty winds as well. But for the most part, I personally think that these storms are going to stay below severe limits, and I'll tell you the reason why. So far, if we take a look at radar, noticing there's a couple of storms out there just southwest of Evergreen that's trying to make its way, but you can see how it's starting to fizzle out right there. You can see as it tries to make its way towards Conifer. That's a good sign that there's not a lot of instability out there. That's energy that storms likes to feed off of. So that's one of the main reasons I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of severe storm activity, but we're going to break down all the information and tell you the timing of when we could possibly see some rain later on in my full forecast. Sam?
All right, Jaden, thank you. The Anti-Defamation League has its attention turned toward Boulder at a group of people claiming to be made up of CU Boulder students who applauded the man convicted of carrying out last year's anti-Semitic attack on the Pearl Street Mall. The group called Boulder Students for Justice in Palestine called the attack, quote, chickens coming home to roost. They said the attacker's decision to hurl Molotov cocktails at the group marching for awareness of hostages held by Hamas was the, quote, only sane response available to a rational human being. CU stripped the group of its recognized status in 2024. When asked about this recent post, the university called it abhorrent, but a First Amendment attorney says CU can't do much else about it.
This is a private posting by private people, and they have a First Amendment right to post whatever horrific things they want to post.
The fact that a student organization would choose to glorify violence, laud the actions of a terrorist, and condone his behavior, even call for his release from prison after he was just sentenced to life in prison for killing a woman, that's not only disgusting, it's morally reprehensible.
The Anti-Defamation League says it's reached out to CU to express its concerns about the post. The group behind the post did not respond to a request for comment. Colorado's first case of West Nile virus this year has been found in Jefferson County. West Nile spreads through bites from infected mosquitoes. Most people who get it won't feel sick. Some may show mild symptoms like fever, headaches, body aches, and tiredness, but it can cause serious illness in rare cases. Jefferson County officials say cases don't usually pop up until August or September, so it's rare to see one in June.
Water and warm temperatures play into the growth of positive pools of mosquitoes. With our warmer winter, our very wet May, really, or late May that we had, it could be that we are starting to see an earlier development.
Officials say people can cut their risk of West Nile by getting rid of standing water, wearing long sleeves, and using insect repellent with DEET. Colorado is putting all of its mental health services into one network in the hopes of making them more accessible. The Behavioral Health Administration says it is phasing out the Colorado Crisis Services line. Now, people in need of immediate crisis support will be directly sent to the 988 mental health line. Starting Friday, the Colorado Crisis Services website and phone line will redirect people to 988 Colorado. The health administration says the transition reduces redundancies and makes the service easier to access for people looking for support. Tuesday, Democratic Governor Jared Polis vetoed a bill that would have banned so-called surveillance pricing. That's when businesses use someone's data to set individual prices. The bill would have also prevented companies from using that data to set wages through the use of an algorithm or other system. In the governor's veto letter, he said he took issue with how broad the bill was, that it didn't specifically define or target unethical conduct and practices. And he argued it could punish lower prices, not just higher ones.